New tub, who dis? Hi, new tub. Obviously, my location has changed. Why? This is me from the future, coming to you from the mostly finished halfling house. That was a lie. From a substantially finished halfling house. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. What we're going to talk about today is your foundation. Oh! Hi, I'm Tori and I'm building a halfling house. Why do I call it a halfling house when it is technically a bermed home, which means it's a home that is covered on three sides with dirt? The colloquial term for that is a hobbit hole. I would like to be more inclusive of all of the short peoples of fantasy. The halfling that lives here is a warrior, probably a berserker, and that's not hobbit behavior, so this is a halfling house. So remember, we picked the land. It was beautiful. You liked it, I liked it, everybody was happy with it. Now you want to know how you're going to dig a foundation. Number one, don't go into this without a plan.
Oh, they're all 14s. That's perfect.
I highly recommend having a father who has worked in construction all of his life, is really good at drawing up plans and using AutoCAD.
What my thoughts were, I didn't bring the plan.
We are riddled with ADHD in this family. This is the problem for the rest of my life, is I just don't know near as much as my father, and I don't know what I'm going to do when he's gone. He can never die. That's an energy drink.
That's good.
You like? Okay, just remember this moment, if you could. It's going to come back in a really unfun way in about 1 year, 4 months, and 6 days. To the plans.
That's the actual house. These are those wings.
This house has to carry what the ancient Mesopotamian kings referred to as a metric booty ton of weight, so we have to be creative in the way we're building this thing.
It has to bear soil load plus snow load. We must not forget, snow is heavy.
There's a whole lot of engineering that goes along with figuring that out, which I do not know how to do. Thankfully, my dad knows how to make a house very strong.
Yep.
Got my goggles on. I can see through my bifocals too.
See, why would you not trust this man
so
with your entire whole life?
Yep.
All right. The hypotenuse is 70 feet, 6.5 inches. All right, so where do you want to... Okay.
Basically, we're going to have an interior and exterior foundation. The interior foundation, 1, 2, 3, 4, load-bearing walls, and then the front and back walls also bearing. And then deliciously, the exterior foundation will lock into the walls on that interior foundation like this. So we're creating a racking force on three sides of the house that lock the house into the ground, and dirt can come up over the top. Are we geniuses? I think we're geniuses. Now, measuring the footprint of the house.
We're going to add 8 feet to this.
What I've learned about building houses is that it's 9/10 measuring things and then 1/10 trying to figure out where you put the measuring tape, and then the rest that fills in the gaps is like framing, I guess.
There's a lot of sawdust in this house. Ugh.
Thank goodness Dad remembers his high school geometry, because I don't, but it was crazy useful here. The hypotenuse and the oof.
Once it's measured, you're gonna need something to. You're gonna need something to dig it, unless you want to do it by hand, which I would never do. I'll never dig this. I'll never dig this foundation by hand. Why would I?
This is a backhoe. We love the backhoe.
Dad's been digging footers his whole life.
But with a what, Dad?
With the shovel. We call it a stupid spoon. Yeah, it'd be pretty stupid to do it by hand.
There we go.
He's living a new life here, and we love that for him.
Now take your backhoe up to the site and get practicing on it.
There is a learning curve on the backhoe.
This took an hour to get unstuck. So while Dad does diggings up there, I was digging for a little bit. But I'm very slow, and we only have a week with the digger, and the ground is very hard. It's gonna take a while.
I'm really bad at operating the backhoe, and by that I mean if I'm not really good at something within the first 5 minutes, I hate it and I'll never do it again.
So Dad digs while I clear brush, and just so you know, you can see where those trees are there, straight across was all trees, and we've cleared back into there. Whee! Feeling pretty good about it. Like it goes
But the backhoe is fun, so I don't feel bad having Dad be the one to dig things and I go into the forest of death. Anyway, footers, so we gotta dig 3 feet into this hill, right? And then we get to dig the footers. What is a footer, you ask? You've been using that word a lot and you haven't explained to me what's going on. I apologize. That's on me. A concrete footer sits underneath the foundation and keeps the house from settling and doing bad things, like a really good friend. Thought you might want to know, this is gonna be the view, and there's where the sun goes down once all these trees are gone. We're done for the day. That the first day of work was complete, I was really optimistic and also a full idiot. You're going to want to rent that backhoe for about a week, which will not be cheap, and you will resent it for that fact. You got 7 days to dig into the hill and then dig the footers. It's easy, right? You, my silly, sweet, dumb, cute fool, have decided to dig up the earth when it hasn't rained in Nauvoo, Illinois in months. The ground is a rock. You have to find a way to soften the ground. And because you're a little bit of an idiot, bless you, you've got the best plan. You're going to drench the land with water. We got 4 buckets of barrels of water. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Did it work? No. We gotta switch tactics here. So instead of digging 3 feet down, we're just gonna find the lowest point that we already dug, and we're gonna even everything out from there.
Good. All right.
So this is a laser level that Dad's setting up, and a laser level is a thing that you need if you really want to test how tall somebody says they are. You know they're a liar if the laser doesn't hit right where they say. It's time to lay out the footers. Get you a measuring tape. Get you a dad. You will need wood stake, spray paint, measuring tape, that weird rope you found in the back of Dad's truck, or you can go buy the nylon string that they make for this, but why would you do that if literally you can find anything in the back of Dad's truck?
All right, Tori, we need to stretch our string. String. Alright. So we can then pencil a line along here. I'm sorry, paint. We ain't gonna pencil nothing.
He's so charming, it's absurd and also unfair. Now you gotta get going on your dig and discover why the ground has been so freaking hard. Dad's gotta line up with the red lines so we can dig the footers. So it's easy, you know, you're going straight if you keep the bucket on one side of the line. This is not a small piece of machinery, but it had a really hard time digging into this ground. The ground was so solid.
There's hardly any garbage in it. It's just straight up good stuff.
Clay.
Turns out this whole hill is clay.
TNT, dynamite, TNT. I throw up on myself.
You don't have to be utterly charming to build a house, but it does help. But charm does not dig a footer, so get back to it. Now you're going to measure out and dig out the interior footer. Remember, we've got 2 footers going on. And we have to really plan which lines we dig first, because otherwise we might accidentally back the backhoe back into a line we've already dug. In the So we're not going to get things stuck. It's hazardous to my health and also my wealth, and it's just plain toxic behavior, okay? I'm not getting the backhoe stuck again. But I will forget to film all of this. This is the last day we have the tractor, and we ran out of daylight, so we make our own daylight. The backhoe's done her job, bless her back heart. She goes back to the rental company, and I go back to a shoot because I need to make money to build this house. Oftentimes on this build, you're going to see us try to get things done in a really quick rush, and you're going to be like, why is that? It's because I have to be across the nation in the morning. I will just disappear for 6 months, and the house will sit. Which is good for the house, right, in many ways. She needs to learn to be independent, beautiful, strong, and hold her own. So be sure to finish the dig just in time for it to rain insanely and collapse a bit of the footers. Don't worry, that won't happen again. So this shoot was in Illinois, and the crew was from Utah. They were going to have to drive all the way back to Utah. They weren't going to take their building materials with them, so guess who got to take those home? Cows. Look, this video is too long and my computer can't handle it, so I'm going to have to cut it in half. The next part is cleaning out the footers.
Bye.